Hey kids, Grandpa here. How you doing? Well, today, doing an unpacking video again. And the reason why I'm right here at the post office. No, I'm not driving, although I am in the car. Just sitting here with Miss Lily. And I got something exciting that I wanted to unwrap immediately and see it. But I also wanted to do an unpacking video with it. So I thought I would share this with you. Miss Lily doesn't like cardboard boxes, so this box bothers her. There you go. It's not going to get you. It's not going to get you. See? It's not going to get you. Okay, so this is what was in the box. It is a Hawaiian sling. For those of you that don't know what Hawaiian sling is, no, it is not a drink. There's a drink called a sling. What is that? That's the Singapore sling. This is not a Singapore sling. This is a Hawaiian sling. Wow. Came with a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so what do we have? We have a little bag for it to store in. We have got a tip. This is one of the 3 tips that it came with. And this tip is designed to shoot through the fish and then, wow, it's really stuck on there. Oh, it's stuck to the little red safety cap there. All right, let's see if we can get it off that way. There we go. All right, so this is made to shoot through the fish. Let's see what that tip looks like if I can get that off. Mr. Lee, you're going to get punched out. There you go. Ooh, sharp. Look at that. Look how sharp that is. All right, so this goes through the fish, and then this flap cuts down so that it can't come out of the fish. This is for pretty good size fish for shooting this one through. Boy, nice heavy stainless steel. Well machined. Very nice. Very nice. This is made by Palantic. And no, I'm not being sponsored by them. So, and I've never used their gear before. So this is all new to me doing this as well. Okay, this, you know, I'm an old farm boy. That sure looks like a frog gig to me. I mean, that looks like a big frog gig point. But what this is really ideal for is for killing fish like lionfish and stuff. You don't have to be overly accurate with that because you can catch them with any one of the 3 points. But that's pretty cool. And you just squeeze those points together and they go inside a little red plastic cap. All right, so we've got the big point and we've got that point. And now, oh, we have another frog gig looking thing. Yeah, that's a typical frog gig there. Look at that. So that again will be good for shooting lionfish, or this will probably be the one I'll use the most just for getting dinner, because that'll go through and stop right there, and it's got little barbs on there. I don't know if you can see them. It's got little barbs on there. It'll stop it from the fish from getting back off of it. Very well machined. Looks like very nice quality. All stainless steel. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, the points look great. Now, it has the sling. So what you do with this is this hooks onto the rod, and then you put this around your elbow, and then you pull back on this, or you put it on your wrist, you pull back on this, and it stretches it. But so that's your power. Pretty small. I don't know how much power that's going to have, but again, this isn't a great big spear gun for shooting big pelagic fish. This is a Hawaiian sling, which you're typically going to use in and around the reefs and the rocks and stuff. So, all right, so we've got 2 fiberglass rods. Both have nicely threaded on that end. One threaded and one butt. And the one that's got the butt has got a hole in it for the sling attached to. And these just thread together. Whoop, wrong way. And overall, I'd say this thing's going to be about 5 feet long with the point on it. I'd say the rod is probably 4, maybe 4.5 feet long. And then the points will go on to that. Well, there you have it. Unpacking video. I've got my Hawaiian sling. Man, am I excited about trying this out for the first time. This is going to be so much fun to go out there and start shooting some fish. I'm jazzed. Talking with a friend of mine. You may know him from the chats by the name of Maui-Lei. His name's actually Steve. Really nice guy. Steve's in the process of buying a boat himself. In fact, he made an offer today on a Tiana that's in Virginia. Steve actually was nice enough to offer to give me a ride to Puerto Rico, so I don't have to fly to Puerto Rico. I like the idea of not flying to Puerto Rico. Hey, look at that. So the rod tip, all the tips and the rods, everything fits in this little bag. It's got a little thumb ball doohicker here to seal it, and that's it. 2 foot long bag, about 3 inches, 2.5 inches in diameter. And there's my pole spear. Sweet. And, you know, being takedown, you could even put this in a suitcase or something and transport it with you. What I'm going to carry this for mostly is not necessarily to go spear fishing, but just as a self-defense thing. I'll probably put the little trident point on it and carry it. You know, this just in case a shark or something decides to get a little too curious. I have a little bit of defense that I can discourage him from getting too close. Just realized I forgot to put the sling in there, so I guess I better stick that in there too. That's got to go on a rod. Let me see if I can attach that. Let's see, this rod here. And I think the easiest way to attach that, of course, there's no directions with this at all. But I'd say the easiest way to attach that is, I'm going to have to clean that hole out a little bit, would be to just get that through that hole and then make a loop on it on itself. So, all right, well, I'm going to have to get something to clean that hole out with. It's kind of dirty in there. And then I'll be able to finish assemblage of all of this. So, we shall see. We shall see. This would go back in the bag a whole lot easier if it was attached to the spear. It would give it something to push against. But there we go. Very cool. Anyhow, so as I was saying, is Steve has agreed to help me move the boat in my post office here in Willow, Alaska. It's a nice little post office. It's got room for, I don't know, 10 cars or so to park here. Although, I don't think I've ever seen more than 2 or 3 here. I'm going to start heading back over to the cabin. Anyhow, Steve's offered to give me a ride. He's buying a Tiana. I think it's a 48-footer, if I remember correctly. You can hear my analog brakes growling. Need to get them serviced. Anyhow, he's buying a big Tiana, really nice boat. And he's offered to give me a ride down to Puerto Rico, which is really awesome. And the advantage to him is that, you know, having a second person on board, having a little extra crew to help him get started and get going, figuring out his boat and all that kind of stuff will be beneficial. Of course, he'll also be almost a full month. He's making his offer on his boat now. He's in California. He's going to drive over to Virginia, I guess, this coming week and inspect the boat, make sure it's what he wants, and then conclude his deal. So he'll be 2-3 weeks, maybe a little more than that ahead of me, but that's fine. It'll give him a time to get acclimated with the boat, clean it up a little bit before I get there. And then I guess what we're going to do is load all my stuff onto his boat and sell my truck and trailer in Virginia then. That'll be cool. sell it in Virginia, and then we'll head down to Puerto Rico. And if that's the case, I don't have to come back to Florida. There wouldn't be any point in it. I'll just get what I need to get done in Puerto Rico and go from there. Go where? I don't really know yet, but go from there. So we're in a high traffic area here. So, oh, and lest I get yelled at by my subscribers who seem to have a real issue with me not wearing a seatbelt, I'll put my seatbelt on. Make everybody happy. There we go. Ah, I'm legal. Don't you hate that? I hate that. But we are in a bit of a high traffic area here by Willow. I usually don't videotape until I get away from Willow a little bit. There tends to be a lot of congestion here in town. Once I get about 4 or 5 miles north of Willow, I still have, I'm 30 miles from my cabin now, so once I'm 4 or 5 miles north of Willow, traffic drops off considerably. Although it is still tortoise season up here. And that makes a huge difference. In the winter time, man, our road traffic drops down to almost nothing. I've driven from our house to Willow and only passed 1 or 2 cars in the wintertime. It's downright hazardous if you think about it. Because when you're driving here and it's, minus 30 outside, and you're driving a car, that car is your lifeline, because it may be an hour before another car comes down the road. And so, if your car fails and you're out in the middle of nowhere without a vehicle to get anywhere and without heat, because your vehicle is keeping you alive by keeping you warm, and it's minus 30 outside, it's really not conducive to getting anywhere safely. So you notice now I'm out of Willow and the traffic just drops off to nothing. I don't know what it is, but as soon as I get on this one hill over here and start heading up out of town, traffic drops off to next to nothing. So a lot safer for me to record videos out in this neighborhood. Nothing out here but me and the mooses. With fuel prices ticking back up a little bit, there seems to be a little bit of growth on the north slope. So we're starting to see a little bit of truck traffic building up right now, which is interesting. What is that? Something new. I've never seen that before. Someone's got cleared out a lot over there and set a semi-trailer over there. Pretty odd. Not seen that over there before. Well, anyhow, this was supposed to be an unpacking video and it's getting really long. So I'm going to end it here. You don't need to see me drive. We'll talk to you guys later. I am working on the packing of fishing video packing. Actually, I've been waiting for this gun to get here, or the spear pole to get here, because I wanted to include that in the packing list. Unfortunately, it looks like we have a lot of rain coming in right now. If you saw my Facebook post under my name, Carl Brook, C-A-R-L-B-R-O-O-K-E, I put a picture of my weather warning that I got today on my phone. My forecast actually has snow in the forecast. Yep. August 10th, and we have snow in the forecast already. So, God, don't you just love Alaska? I really need to get out of here before the snow flies, guys. I do not want to have to shovel snow, and I don't want to be caught up in one of these freak, fall snowstorms. So, all right, well, I'm going to end it here, guys. We'll talk to you later. Be good and be careful. Bye.